policy. It's all coming to a head. You see, Americans expect martial law to be on a Richter scale of 1 to 10, a 10, or on a scale of 1 to 100, 100. What's martial law? Well, on the 100 scale, it's the feds surrounding the Branch Davidian church, burning it down, killing the little kids, shooting people when they run out the building. Totally criminal, bloodthirsty. The feds so angry that when they opened fire on the Davidians, the Davidians fought back. And when the feds put their hands up, let them go. So bloodlusting and wanting to be so manly in a blood frenzy that they blew up little kids inside. That's 100. Hitler lining folks up and shooting them, women in pits. That's 100. Stalin killing Ukrainians. That's 100. The West putting al-Qaeda in Libya for mass slaughter. That's 100 on the scale. The United States is on about a 70 right now. You understand? We're under martial law right now, and I'll document it on the other side. Stay with us.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Folks, Iran and the Mideast nuclear mess is already ballooning our gas prices. Whether you're struggling with food costs, which are being blown up by gas costs now, or know that when the Mideast showdown explodes, whatever food supply you have is all you'll get because of huge panic demand, eFoods Direct Family Packs are the answer. Now, the most affordable best food is saving you up to 50% compared to other poor quality food companies. The new Alex Jones Quick Fix Family Packs save you so much money, the savings from eating this food will actually help you pay your other bills. No matter what effect the Mideast crisis or the crashing economy have, you'll have food as delicious tonight as 25 years from now. Order now for 50% savings and free shipping on these affordable family packs. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hi folks, this is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. There's a couple questions everybody should be asking themselves. Number 1, do you like the fruits of the New World Order? Society falling apart, the United States leading the world in every bad statistic from obesity to cancer to lowered IQs, not just test scores. You know what it means when IQs drop across the board, right? That's chemical. That's being done to you. That's not just laziness. You might want to ask yourselves, do you like the way things are going? Because if you don't like the way things are going, you don't like the New World Order. Because this is what comes out of the other end of the New World Order. Pain, suffering, poverty, wars, humiliation, injustice, bondage. Those are the fruits of the New World Order. Now, continuing here, because I want to ask people out there, because a lot of you have been listening for a long time, and I want to ask you a question. Do you think I'm exaggerating now? Do you think I'm fear-mongering now? Because let me tell you something. I was a mainline libertarian Ron Paul type until I went to urban warfare drills and witnessed the military training to go house to house in America in the drills and take our guns. And talk to the troops and had them admit it. And then had troops bosses, their commanders, and their civilian counterparts run over and threaten me and try to get my videotape. And my cameramen had Marines with guns point them at them in America, in places like Hebron, Maryland, and had the Army point guns at us in San Antonio because we got in the police chief to speak out. We were exposing their secret operations, and we had an MP come right over and just stick that Beretta right up to Mike Hansen. Because they said, give me your camera, give me your tape. Mike said no, and the guy just pulled it out, chambered around, and said, I told you, give it to me right now. Now that's what America is. They're ready to gun you and your family down so fast it'll make your head spin. That was 14 years ago that they wouldn't let them do the drills off base to terrorize the public, so they did it on Fort Sam Houston, an open medical facility. Blew up part of a derelict building they were remodeling. We were there the next day to show it. And I, as an American citizen, the military instantly went into the role when the Delta Force handlers ordered those MPs to come after us. And the minute Mike said, I have a right, you're not going to take my camera. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to your commanding officer. And the message was, you're just like one of those Hajis. I'm ready to kill you so fast, it'll make your head spin. I like killing people. And you know what? The New World Order likes killing our country, too. They like killing the Bill of Rights. They like killing the Constitution. You think you like to kill, soldier? You think you like the power of death? Those little nerdly New World Order bureaucrats, they like brainwashing people. They like poisoning the water and the vaccines and backdooring the GMO crops. You think they just backdoor all the appliances with bugs that the CIA director, General Petraeus, just told everybody about last week in a public speech? Oh, they backdoor the food. You think you've been given all this power to kill for no reason, huh? And I guess there's a high to killing. You know, in Afghanistan, I remember many years ago, what was his name? What was his name? We're just going to stay on this camera right here. I'm just going to look at people right here and forget these cameras are here. Because what happens is, I've got these cameras in here. I'm always paying attention to them. And it messes up my thinking process. So I'm just going to forget these cameras are here today. I realize that's one of the reasons that I can't focus into all my information. We'll just stay on this camera today, right here. One camera. If you're a radio listener going, what camera? You're listening on XM 166. You're listening on AM, FM. We stream video at prisonplanet.tv, and there's a box up at Infowars.com where we do it as well. See, the globalists know how to do all this incrementally to where most people can't resist it if they're unconscious. They just become acclimated to it. But I'm just sad for this country. Because Afghanistan, Iraq, and all of that, seizing the oil and circling those countries, that was a secondary mission. The primary mission was to create large groups of soldiers who've served up to 8 tours who can then be brought back here and be turned into paramilitary police to carry out those exact type of martial law operations. That's what Afghanistan and Iraq are on record. The checkpoints, the frisking, the house-to-house gun confiscations. The government admits that that's a laboratory for here in the United States. And I remember Private Bruckheimer was in the Ithaca newspaper in 2003, and he came back and talked about how much he loved his job and how they'd go into villages and kill everyone, including the children. And the Army, a day later, had a clarification on Fox News. And they said, the Pentagon wants to clarify, only certain villages that have hostiles do we send in ground troops after cluster bombing them and kill everybody, including children. And so he just did something, you know, this guy that reportedly killed the 16 people, most of them little kids, toddlers, then burned them up, stabbed them. There was a lot of enjoyment going on here. And he told them, you know, my foot's partially blown off. I don't want to be sent back. Was it his 5th time, 4th time? This was his 5th deployment. They say he was Mr. Goody Two-Shoes growing up, Mr. Good Guy. But you look what Mr. Good Guy turned into. Now they're making him a victim, and some of the talk radio shows are saying, oh, come on, it's just Hajis. And when these guys come home and kill their families and kill little kids and stuff, they're the minority that can't handle it. Why, they're just going to take our guns because of it. The general public's. So we can't protect ourselves from the other troops that have gone haywire that are the police. You know, the ones where they go on a bus and tell a woman stand up, and she says, what's your problem? So the cop full power punches her and basically breaks her jaw. And then the media defends it and says, oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, well, the banks are going to abuse everybody too. See, it's like a green light for the psychopaths in the government and the armies they've created to have their way with us. But then the vast majority of the military men and women who haven't gone insane because of their relationship with God or family, whatever the case is, their mental toughness, you're the enemy. That in all the government documents, you're the enemy. You're the enemy. And they're going to send all the other troops that will do whatever they're told and just want to kill some people, they're going to send them after you. And this has all been a big laboratory to produce these forces to do that. And I'm going to get into a big report on martial law and all the rest of it here today. And I'm going to play a clip of the Attorney General talking about brainwashing the public through television. The full clip's up on Infowars.com. We'll play about a minute of it here. And then later, if we have time, play the whole clip for the radio audience. And then in the second hour, I want to open the phones up for police and military again. We do this every few weeks. Active duty, because if I say veterans, the veterans who are great folks will fill the phones. And then we can't get any active duty calling in. But the first round of calls, current police, serving police, you know, all of its military parlance. We're the civilians. They're the